For days, the public watched in confusion as Nicole moved through red carpets and events with a calmness that only raised more questions. Where was Keith? Why was he unusually quiet? Why hadn't he addressed any of the rumors swirling around their marriage? The silence became a story on its own. Hollywood insiders whispered that Keith was avoiding the spotlight on purpose, choosing to stay focused on music and family while the media turned their breakup into a spectacle. But that silence finally shattered, and the truth behind it is more emotional than anyone predicted. When Keith finally spoke, it wasn't through a press conference, a flashy interview, or a social media statement. It was through something raw and deeply personal, a message filled with reflection, heartbreak, and honesty. In his response, Keith didn't point fingers. He didn't try to control the narrative. Instead, he opened up about the pressure of fame, the weight of constant public scrutiny, and the emotional toll that comes from years of juggling careers, travel, and unpredictable schedules. His words painted a picture of a man who still holds deep respect for Nicole, but also understands that their paths have shifted in a way neither of them can ignore. Keith and Nicole were once one of Hollywood's most adored couples, admired for balancing their careers with family life. But behind the scenes, sources say their relationship faced challenges that were far more complex than fans ever realized. Keith's demanding touring schedule kept him on the road for months at a time, while Nicole continued her global film commitments. Even with their best efforts, the distance began creating emotional gaps that grew harder to fill. And while the public assumed their glamorous lifestyle made everything easier, the reality was that their love carried heavy expectations, constant judgment, and a spotlight that never dimmed. According to insiders, the turning point came quietly. No explosive argument, no scandal, no dramatic confrontation. Instead, it was a series of conversations, late-night reflections, and honest moments between two people who recognized that forcing things would only bring more pain. Keith hinted that the split wasn't about anger or betrayal, but rather about acceptance. Acceptance that sometimes love evolves. Acceptance that sometimes two people grow in different directions. And acceptance that letting go is not the same as giving up. In his message, Keith admitted that the split hit him harder than the public realizes. His voice carried a mixture of gratitude and sorrow as he acknowledged the years they shared, the memories they built, and the family they raised together. He expressed an emotional maturity that touched fans deeply, emphasizing that he wishes Nicole nothing but peace, stability, and happiness moving forward. He also confessed that he needed time to process everything before saying a word, not because he didn't care, but because he cared too much to speak recklessly. As he put it, some truths deserve to be spoken slowly. Keith's silence initially sparked worry, confusion, and speculation. But after hearing his heartfelt words, fans rushed online to share messages of support. Many praised him for choosing vulnerability over drama, while others expressed heartbreak at the end of a relationship that once seemed unbreakable. Social media became a mosaic of prayers, memories, music clips, and emotional reactions from fans who have followed Keith and Nicole's journey for years. Entire comment sections reflected the public's respect for the way Keith handled the situation, with grace, dignity, and sincerity. While Keith's response took center stage, many fans are now wondering how Nicole feels about his statement. Insiders say she was moved by his words and touched by the respect he offered her publicly. Although the split remains painful, Nicole reportedly wants to keep things peaceful and grounded, especially for the sake of their children. Her close friends say she hopes the media will give Keith space to heal in his own way, acknowledging that their love story may be changing but not ending in bitterness. With the emotional weight of his statement now behind him, Keith is turning his attention toward his music, a place where he has always found clarity and healing. Rumors are already swirling that he's working on new songs inspired by this moment in his life. Fans believe this next chapter of his career will be one of his most profound, filled with raw emotion and powerful storytelling. The world may finally have heard Keith Urban's voice in this emotional chapter, but his journey is far from over. This split is not just a headline. It's a deeply personal moment between two people who spent years building a life together. As Keith steps forward into his next chapter, only time will reveal where this story leads. One thing is certain. Fans everywhere will be watching, supporting, and hoping for healing on both sides. If you want to stay updated with every development, remember to hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications so you never miss what happens next.